All right, good morning, everyone. It's Monday, March 13th. My name is Maura Curran from the Scituate Select Board here with Jim Boudreau and Bill Burkhead for your weekly update. Just a highlight of some of the meetings that are happening this week. We've got Board of Health meeting this evening, and tomorrow, 3/14, the Coastal Advisory Board Design Review and also Water Resource Committee. I would say do check the town website, though. I'm sure some of them may be weather dependent, and Jim will give us an update on that. And then on the 15th, there's an important meeting with the Shellfish Advisory and the Scituate Select Board. It's a joint meeting where we will be reviewing applications for the shellfish. And then what everyone's been waiting for a while is Happy St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. Hopefully the weather will clear and we'll have a great day. The parade starts at 1 p.m. at Old Gates. So hopefully you can come out and enjoy a great time with great weather. And with that, that's this week's activities, and I'll turn it over to Jim.
Morning, thank you. Looks like winter is not quite done with us. Normally I start with a water update, but I think today we're going to start with the weather. We are closely monitoring and preparing for what is shaping up to be a classic nor'easter that will impact us starting tonight and lasting into Wednesday. At this point, our forecast is for mostly rain, but some forecasts have us on the edge of up to 1 to 4 inches of heavy, wet snow. Wind forecast is for steady winds from 25 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts 50 to exceeding 60 miles an hour. If we get those high winds, that will cause power problems and limb problems throughout town, so please be prepared for that. Both Eversource and NGrid have declared this a Category 3 event, which means restoration of power will take from 48 to 72 hours after the end of the storm, so please be prepared. Charge up your generators, charge up your electronics. We are expecting minor to moderate coastal flooding. The winds will be from the east and northeast. Those are always bad for us. Tomorrow's tide at 4:30 a.m. is a 9/8 tide, and at 5 p.m. it's an 8/3 tide. So they're not astronomically high tides, which will help us. But with that wind pushing in for 2 days, it will cause the water to kind of pile up against the walls, and we will see again minor to moderate flooding. And again on Wednesday morning for the high tide, we'll probably see that again. We posted a complete update on the town website. That will be updated later on this afternoon. We have a meeting at 2 o'clock to go over the update on the storm. We'll continue to update throughout the storm. So please keep an eye on our website, or for you Facebook users, Weathering Scituate with Scituate's own Steve McGuire is also a good resource for up-to-date weather. So keep informed, keep an eye on things. You know what to do, Scituate, when the weather gets bad. We are expecting some bad weather, so please prepare as you normally would. Water update, the reservoir's at plus a half inch. Last week we were at +6. Tech Factory Pond is at +3, down from 6.5 of last week. Average daily demand is about 855,000 gallons a day, which is down from last week's 1.17 million. But as we talked about, last week's high number was based in part due to a large water main break that we suffered down in the Sand Hills area. The water department is planning on starting spring flushing next week, weather dependent. By the end of this week, we will post where those flushing areas will be, and we will also send out notifications to those residents to be aware that we will be doing flushing in their areas sometime next week. We did open the bids for the Route 3A water main project. They came in very well. We're reviewing those now, checking the contractor, checking references. This is for a new raw water main from Old Oaken Bucket to the site of the new water treatment plant, as well as replacing the current water service main on 3A that services the neighborhoods and houses between Old Oaken Bucket and Old Forge. That work hopefully will start this spring. There will be disruptions on 3A, but we got some good bids, so we're happy to get started with that. As Mara said, March 19th is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It is also the last day for walkers at Widows Walk. Widows Walk will be closing to walkers after the end of the day on the 19th. Starting on the 20th, crews will be getting the golf course ready for opening. And right now we are scheduled for a March 31st opening of the golf season. So if you like to walk at Widows Walk, get out there, enjoy it this week, because next week it will be closed as we get the course ready for spring. The annual town elections May 20th. We'll keep reminding you of that. You can get nomination papers at the town clerk's office. Please call her at 781-545-9743. Nomination papers are due back in the town's clerk's office by 5 p.m. on March 31st. Good Energy, our energy consultant, along with members of the Community Choice Aggregation Committee, will be hosting a live presentation via Zoom and Facebook Live on Wednesday, March 22nd at 6:30 p.m. This presentation will include frequently asked questions about our electric aggregation program that we have launched, The session will be recorded and available on the town website. As we've stated last week, we've received the bids on the replacement of the 1931 Lantern Room. The board awarded a contract to Campbell Construction Group LLC at the meeting last week. We have posted a one-page summary of the project on the town's website. You go take a look at that, find out exactly what is going to be done. That project is scheduled to be completed later on this summer. Finally, work continues on the Cole Parkway restoration project. They should be wrapping up getting the docks in over the next couple of weeks. Then the electrical will be reconnected. That project will be completed by the start of boating season, and that money is coming from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through a grant and from the Waterways Fund. And that's what I have for today.
Great, thanks, Jim. Be a busy week. Hope everybody stays safe with the storm. And I'll turn it over to Bill. Bill?
Thank you, Ms. Curran. Good morning, everybody. And just to piggyback on what Mr. Boudreau talked about, I also do attend those emergency management meetings, so we'll be over there at 2 o'clock. We've been watching the forecast over the weekend, and we'll be communicating out to the community as needed and for any weather-related school cancellations or postponements. Two quick things this week. We've got a school committee meeting tonight at 6 p.m. That's a hybrid meeting. You're able to attend online or in person at the Scituate High School Library. Some of the highlights, agenda items for this evening is the Scituate High School Student Report to start the meeting off. Each week we have a Celebrate Student Learning, which is an in-depth look at each of our curriculum areas. Tonight's will be the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math STEM department. And also have an update on potentially a new club coming to Scituate, a boys volleyball club. So there's good news there. And then I'll be reporting out on our search for a director of business and finance to replace retiring Dr. Dutch, and making a recommendation to the school committee this evening for their vote. And finally, two other important items that Assistant Superintendent Driscoll will be reporting out on is our school district report card, which gives an overview of how we're doing academically throughout the district, and a social emotional update and development on that front. In other news, the athletic tournaments are still continuing for one Scituate team. Boys basketball, I want to congratulate them, their coaches, and our community and the athletic directors for their hard work this year. The boys season ended to the #1 seed Catholic Memorial last week in a tough loss. They made it to the final, to Malden Catholic, to the final 16, and have high expectations with a lot of returning players next year. So congratulations to the team. Boys hockey won 2 big games last week, one in the Elite 8, 4-2 over Essex Tech on Wednesday night. And then on Saturday in the Final Four, they defeated very talented Watertown Wayland team 4-2. So the next stop is the state championship this Sunday, 3/19 at TD Garden versus Neshoba Regional, winner take all for the state title. So the time should be coming out this morning, so pay attention to our website, and we'll also be pushing that information out through social media. So good luck to the boys this weekend, and everybody have a great week.
Thank you, Bill. Well, congratulations to all the teams. Great performance. Wishing them luck on Sunday, and look forward to hearing that time. With that, just want to thank both you, Bill and Jim, for joining this morning, and everybody have a great week.